Judy doing a nice job finding the lane where Russell Wilson take his eyes.
All right, we are live for my first NFL game of the season between the Houston Texans and Denver Broncos. Denver first and 10 at the 46-yard line. They go with the reverse. There they go! All the way down the sideline, down to the 15-yard line, but there is a flag on the play. Tackled out of bounds by Derek Stingley Jr. Washington has shown a lot of potential as this is going to get called back holding on the offense here. Repeat first down. It's going to be first and 20 now. Washington went all the way down. On number 25 there, Melvin Gordon grabs Jonathan Owens, and that's the holding call, and this play goes all the way back. Just under 7 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Still scoreless in Denver today at Mile High Stadium between the Texans and Broncos. Texans tied in week 1. Broncos lost on Monday night in week 1. Both teams have punted on both their drives, and here's Denver on their second drive. 2nd and 1 now at the 44. They give the pass to Judy, and Judy just gets the first down. It looks to be the handoff to Judy across from left to right, and that gained about 1 yard. We know Judy, 15th overall pick in the NFL draft in 2020 from Alabama, was really good in week 1 against Seattle for Russell Wilson. 4 catches for 102 yards and that big touchdown. He's a really big playmaker for this Denver team that I think they should involve. Denver has a lot of playmakers for Russell Wilson. First and 10 at the 44. Toss outside. They're going to throw it back to Wilson. Wilson throws it from his own 45 to Judy, and it is incomplete. Great job on the defense by the Texans. Steven Nelson, as Judy is now hurt on the ground. That is not a good sign if you're the Broncos. Judy's still on the ground, not good. 3rd and 9 for the Broncos here with just under 6 minutes to go in this first quarter. We're still scoreless. Timeout on the This game's pretty low scoring. Game just started. Texans had a 3 and out on their first drive, picked up 1 first down on their second drive. The Broncos punted as well. Now they are driving currently at the 44-yard line of Houston. Denver so far, 4 plays, 21 yards in just about 2 minutes. Very, very eventful day in the National Football League. The Miami Dolphins just pulled off a miraculous upset over the Baltimore Ravens, and Baltimore down 35-14 in the 4th. Miami outscores the Ravens 28-3 and takes the win 42-30, 42-38. Really, really incredible job there by the Miami Dolphins, who are now 2-0 under new head coach Mike McDaniel. Jalen Waddle, amazing game for fantasy if you guys had him, over 190 yards, 2 touchdowns for Jalen Waddle. Still scoreless here, 6 minutes to go in the first quarter between the Texans and Broncos.
Glad to be here. Sunday, October 2nd on CBS. Enter CBS Sports Football Patience Ticket. These are up to $100,000 in weekly season and jackpot prizes. Play on the CBS Sports app or CBSSports.com.
And we are back in Denver, Judy, in the blue medical tent. 5:53 to go in the first quarter. We're scoreless between the Texans and Broncos here in week 2. Second and 10 now for Denver. 44-yard line of Houston. Wilson under center draws the Texans defense. Wilson taking a deep shot down the left sideline, and it is almost caught one-handed, but there's a flag. Another flag on Texans' third overall pick, Derek Stingley Jr. out of LSU. That's going to be pass interference on him, and the Broncos are going to be set up here in great field position. Courtland Sutton, the Broncos number 1, going against Stingley, and not really too sure about that call there. Yeah, so there was offside, which they declined, that they called pass interference against Stingley, which to me doesn't make much sense. Doesn't look like pass interference to me. Seems like normal hand fighting, but the refs call it. Russ Wilson and the Broncos set up shop in the red zone. 1st and goal now for Denver on their second drive of the game. Lovie Smith looking on, not pleased with the call by the refs. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line for Denver. Throwing a fade out to Sutton. Sutton gets it in for the touchdown, Denver! Toe drag swag for Courtland Sutton. Gets his 2 feet in. Catches it over Derek Stingley Jr. And it is a Denver touchdown. 6-0 Denver. 2-yard reception for Sutton. And Wilson with his first touchdown pass at home as a Denver Bronco. Nice throw here. And he gets both feet in over Stingley. Stingley, the rough start to this one. Broncos go right down the field, 5 plays, 65 yards in 2 minutes. And they score the first touchdown of the game. Brandon McManus on for the extra point. Russell Wilson pumped up on the sideline. 294th career passing touchdown, which is the 14th most in NFL history. Courtland Sutton, big weapon for the Broncos. Big jump ball guy. Shows off his talents there. As looks like they might be reviewing this. He got 1 foot in. And I think his second foot is indeed out of bounds. I think his left foot is out of bounds. I think they should take a look at this and reverse it. I don't think it's a touchdown. As Russell Wilson is going to take the field again. Looks to be they're going to be replaying this because that is in fact not a touchdown. They're going to take it off the board. 2nd and goal now for Denver. Courtland Sutton gets 1 foot in, can't get the other one in, so we're going to replay it now. 2nd and goal from the 2 for Denver. Nice job by Stingley there now. They're targeting Stingley. The Broncos, make no mistake about it, they're targeting the number 3 overall pick for the Texans, Derek Stingley. Sutton this time just out of bounds. And we're going to try this again now at the 2-yard line. Russell Wilson under center. They're going to do the same play again, and that time Stingley bats it down. Nice job by Derek Stingley Jr. They keep targeting Stingley, and Stingley's not allowing anything yet. He's only been called for 2 penalties, but one of them which was questionable. So, to me, Stingley's done a very nice job here holding his own. They're targeting him over and over. They did literally try the exact same play. Now, Wilson again, 3rd and goal now from the 2. Alberto in motion to the right side. Wilson play action pass from the 10-yard line. Looking, fires, passes tipped, and it is caught and out of bounds. Nearly a touchdown there by the Broncos. Pass was tipped up into the air. Kendall Hinton almost came down with it, and it's 4th and goal for Denver. Nice job by this Texans defense holding themselves. And Kendall Hinton can't get his feet in bounds. He caught it at the back line of the end zone, but can't get 2 feet down, so it's incomplete. I think that's an incomplete pass. Should be a field goal attempt here for the Broncos. He's clearly out of bounds there. Brandon McManus on for a 20-yard attempt for Denver. Nice job by the Texans. Defense holding their own. And Villa is up and good. It's 3-0 Broncos. With 5.5 to go here in the first quarter, Denver puts the first points on the board.
Dreams come true right here. This is what revolution looks like.
Hope you guys are enjoying the stream. If you are, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Definitely check out my interview with Texans wide receiver Brandon Cooks that I had last year. He's going to play a big role in this game. Who do you guys think is going to pull this one out? I have a feeling that the Texans can pull an upset here. But personally, I have the Broncos winning this one by 3. 21-18 was my score. You guys can go check out my week 2 picks as well on my channel if you haven't already. But it should be a good game. Keep an eye on the Texans for a chance to pull off an upset here. Pretty high on them. We'll see what happens, guys. But crazy day in the NFL if you haven't been checking it out. The Dolphins had an amazing fourth quarter comeback, outscoring the Ravens 28-3 in the fourth quarter, winning it in amazing fashion, 42-38. Outstanding by Miami. Miami is a team you guys definitely need to take a look at here this season. Very special team.
All new garlic guajillo steak. It's a whole new dimension of flavor. It takes a fight to be a full-time fan. There'll be early check-ins, the late shifts, good days, and bad ones. But you'll never quit because you're in this together. It won't always be easy. But when you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
Also, some other crazy scores. We had the Buccaneers get it done versus the Saints. That game was crazy, too, because you had a big fight on the field. Mike Evans and Marshawn Lattimore do not like each other, and that's an understatement. They hate each other. Basically, Marshawn said some stuff to Tom Brady, and then here comes Mike Evans flying out of nowhere, shoves Marshawn Lattimore to the ground. Either way, Buccaneers found a way to get that win, 20-10 over the Saints earlier today. Back here in Denver, Tremont Smith with the kick return for the Texans. McManus with the kickoff, and Tremont Smith going to be returning this one out up to the 20 and keeps going and finds his way out to the 24-yard line of the Texans. 1st and 10 for Houston. With Davis Mills coming out. Let's see what the Texans can do here on this drive. Picked up 1 first down on their last drive, but ended up with a punt as the Denver defense has done a nice job reading the Texans' run plays, stuffing Dameon Pierce that time. And 1st and 10 now for Mills. Three wide receivers set at the bottom of the screen. They give it off inside to Dameon Pierce. Pierce fighting his way. Gains 12 yards on the play. Dameon Pierce, another outstanding run. Probably his best run in the regular season so far. Just keeps pushing, keeps finding a way. That's why the Texans and their fans have been so high on Pierce. They need to give him the ball more. He's had some success. 1st and 10 now at the 35. First for the Texans. Davis Mills under center. Looking. And their play action. Nice job there. And Mills nearly throws an interception there. Looking for tight end Pharaoh Brown. 2nd and 10 now for the Texans. 4:43 to go in the first. 3-0 Denver on top. Second and 10 now. 2 wide receivers at the top of your screen. Mills, pressure coming in. Mills fires it, gets Farrell Brown. That time, Farrell Brown rumbles his way down the sideline, gains about 15 yards on that play. Another 1st and 10 for the Texans. Nice job here by Houston getting themselves down the field into Broncos territory now. Easy throw there by Mills, fires it over the middle for Brown, and Brown rumbles all the way down. And that's good by the Texans there. Now 1st and 10 at the 46 of Denver. Giving it to Pierce on the inside. Pierce cuts his way through the middle. Gains 7 yards on the play. Dameon Pierce again with another great run. And that's what Lovie Smith said. They went to Rex Burkhead against the Colts for a majority of the game last time. And that many Texans fans did not approve. He did not look good. But Pierce has shown a lot of burst here already. And play action here, 2nd and 3. Mills fires it across the field. It's caught by Farrell Brown, but that's going to be short of the 1st down. Going to bring up 3rd down. Farrell Brown a bit slow to get up there. Gains about 1 yard. It's 3rd and 1 now, approaching 3 minutes to go here in this 1st quarter. Hey, Luke, appreciate you joining, man. I'm supporting my Texans here if you don't know. But Broncos, you know, I like Russell Wilson, man. So we'll see. It's going to be a good game here. 3rd and 1 now. Interesting here. Jeff Driscoll, backup quarterback for the Texans, has entered the game as under center. He's going to be running the ball. Read option on 3rd and 1. Jeff Driscoll all the way to the 27-yard line of the Denver Broncos. They bring in Jeff Driscoll, occasionally do the Houston Texans once in a while. Just that read option play. That's all he's in there for. Now 3rd and 1. It works beautiful for offensive coordinator Pep Hamilton. Nice job on the read option. Broncos defense did not expect that to happen. And nice gain there by backup quarterback Driscoll. 1st and 10 now, under 3 minutes to go. Davis Mills back in the game for Houston. I formation for the Texans at the 27-yard line of Broncos. Play action for Mills. Fires over the middle and is nearly intercepted by Singleton over the middle. Singleton gets a handoff of the linebacker for the Broncos. Brings up 2nd and 10, incomplete pass. Let's see, have a game break here on CBS. Look at those Dallas Cowboys showing off here. Even without quarterback Dak Prescott, Cowboys up 14-3 over the Bengals at home. Pretty impressive showing for the Cowboys. Anyway, back here in Denver, 2nd and 10 now at Mile High Stadium for Davis Mills at the 27-yard line. Mills again fires over the middle, and it is low. Intended for Chris Moore, the wide receiver. Brings up 3rd and 10 now for Houston. They are in field goal territory for their kicker, Kaimi Fairbairn. Mills had Dameon Pierce open in the flat. Nice job by the defensive line, tipping that pass up. Crowd getting extremely loud here in Denver. First home game for Russell Wilson. 3rd and 10 at the 27. Texans 2 out of 4 on 3rd down today. And looks like 12 men on the defense. That's a big penalty there for the Broncos. Going to make it 3rd and 5 now for the Texans. Much more manageable 3rd down here coming up for Mills. 12 men on the defense. Let's see what the Texans can come up with here on 3rd and 5. Full house at Mile High Stadium. 3rd and 5 now at the 22-yard line of Broncos. Mills pressure coming in. Throws it to Burkhead. Burkhead cannot find it down the sideline, and it is incomplete for Mills. 4th and 5 now, field goal unit coming on for the Texans. Kaimi Fairbairn, the kicker. Yeah, man, I'm sure the Broncos fans need a win. That was a pretty bad loss to Seattle, in my opinion. But the Texans also need a win, my guy. It's going to be fun to see what the game's going to come down to here. Kaimi Fairbairn last season, pretty good. 15 out of 19, had a career-long 61-yarder. This one is much shorter. It's 40-yard attempt here at Mile High. Slight breeze. Fairbairn kick is up, and it is good. We have a tie game here in Denver, 3-3. Texans answer right back. Nice drive there by Davis Mills and the Texans. Tied. Now, going to be interesting to see. I think this is going to be a really close game. I think the Texans are an underrated team, so it should be fun to see what the Texans can do here. Definitely do think they can pull off an upset. Haven't been too impressed with the Broncos yet. They're a solid team. They're really good, but haven't seen enough from them yet. But personally, I made a prediction for the game, said the Broncos are going to pull this off by 3, 21-18. We'll see what happens, but don't be surprised if the Texans pull this one out. Don't be surprised. Excited for this game. Hope you guys are too. Once again, if you guys are enjoying enjoying the stream today, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Go check out the interviews that I've had with Texans players. Brandon Cooks, wide receiver for the Texans right now. Brandon Cooks, really great guy. Go check out my interview with him.
You said I won't forget to pack a light jacket. Yeah, my favorite part was when you said, obviously, I won't forget to bring the light jackets. You've been working for a while.
Some other games going on right now. Let's take a look at that. We have the Cardinals playing the Raiders as well. Devontae Adams already has scored a touchdown in that game. Packers Bears tonight on Sunday Night Football. It's 10-0 Raiders over the Cardinals currently. Also have 49ers up 13-0 over the Seahawks. I'm not sure if you guys have heard the news, but Trey Lance was carted off with an injury. Not a good sign for the 49ers. Jimmy Garoppolo is now playing quarterback for the Niners. Up 13-0 over the Seahawks. Also have the Rams beating the Falcons 14-3. Russell Wilson 2 out of 8 so far today for 32 yards. Mills 6 out of 12. Montrell Washington had that one carry for 19 yards. He's been really good. And here we are, kickoff by Cami Fairbairn. Texans had just answered the Broncos. We are tied at 3 here with 2 minutes to go here in the first. And that is going to go into the back of the end zone for a touchback. Broncos start their third drive of the game at the 25-yard line. Here comes Russell Wilson. The Broncos have a lot of talent on offense. Russell Wilson has a lot of weapons to go to. You have Sutton, who's done a really, really great job so far in this game. Jerry Jeudy, unfortunately, is nursing an injury right now. We'll see what happens with him. You have KJ Hamler, I'm pretty sure. Kendall Hinton had a nice catch just earlier in this game. Wilson hasn't been looking too great in this game. Play action here from the 25. Wilson throws it in the dirt as pressure immediately comes off the right side by the Texans. Nice job there defensively. 2nd and 10. Rasheem Green coming off there was inactive for their first game against the Colts, active for today's game. Texans, I think, are an underrated pass rush team. They have a lot of veteran talent, young talent. Jerry Hughes, an example. Mario Addison, Rasheem Green, Lopez, Grenard. They have a lot of guys on that D-line to take a look at. 2nd and 10 now. Man in motion. They're going to give it off here to Javonte Williams, and he gains 6 yards on the play. Going to bring up 3rd and 4 roughly here with 2 minutes to go in the first. 3rd and 5 for the Broncos. At the 30-yard line. At their own 30. Javonte Williams had a lot of catches out of the backfield, 11 receptions for 65 yards for running back Javonte Williams. Broncos have not converted a 3rd down yet at the 30-yard line, and they get the offside by the Texans as the Texans sack Wilson. Doesn't matter as it is an offside on Houston Okoronkwo. off the right side, jumped early. Bad penalty there because they did get to Wilson after all. They sacked him there, but that gets nullified because of the offside. Automatic first down for Denver. Actually, it's just short. In fact, it is still just short. It's gonna bring up 3rd and inches. The ball was placed just after 5 yards, so we do still have 3rd down here. 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1 now for Denver. He might do a play action here, hard play action. Both teams already have 3 penalties in the game. Pretty much inches to go on 3rd and 1. Yes, they go play action indeed. Here is Wilson as time fires, and it is dropped. Another bad drop by the Broncos wide receiver, and that is incomplete. We do have a flag on the field as well. Holding on the defense, a really bad penalty for the Texans. You get a stop. The Broncos drop the catch, but Desmond King commits a penalty, and it's going to bring up another first down for Denver via the penalty. Pretty undisciplined here by the Texans so far defensively. Let's take a look. Yeah, I see the holding a little bit there. Holds Kendall Hinton. 4 penalties already for Houston. 1st and 10 now at the 40-yard line for the Broncos. Toss out to Melvin Gordon, cuts down the corner, and he gains about almost 5 yards there. Tackled by Kamaguje Hill. Broncos going to the toss play quite a bit here early. Actually tackled there by Christian Kirksey and Kamaguje Hill. Lovie Smith calling the plays defensively. Lovie Smith was the defensive coordinator for the Texans last year. Brings up 2nd and 6 now at the 44. Wilson hands it off to Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon spins his way, nearly gets first down. That might be good enough to move the chains. And it brings up 3rd down. 3rd and inches again. And more than likely, this is going to take us to the end of the first quarter. Refs measuring. 3rd and 1 coming up here to start the second quarter in Denver. End of the first quarter here. Texans 3, Broncos 3. Tied at 3 heading into the second. 3rd and 1 coming up for the Broncos after the break. Well, I think it's a pretty interesting game that we've got here. I think the defenses are doing a nice job on both sides. Texans giving the Broncos a bit of a free pass here. A couple of first downs picked up by penalty. It's been an interesting game. Tied up at 3 as we head to the second. I don't think it's going to be a very high-scoring game today. Both defenses are pretty good. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Russell Wilson, 2 out of 9. Did not look good in that first half. The first quarter. Leading receiver for the Texans is Farrell Brown, the tight end, 2 catches for 20 yards. For Denver, it's Courtland Sutton had 1 catch for 21 yards. Brandon Cooks has 2 catches for 6 yards. Nico Collins has 1 catch as well. Pierce has done really good. Damian Pierce, the Texans running back, 5 carries for 23 yards, 4.5 yards a carry, which I think is really good. So Texans should really consider running it with Damian Pierce a lot more often because I don't think the Broncos have done a good job stopping Pierce yet. But we're still at the end of the first quarter here. Let me know who you guys think is going to get the win today. Is you guys think the Texans are going to win it or the Broncos get the win in their home opener? Like my prediction was the Texans are going to lose by 3 today, but I wouldn't be surprised if they pull off the upset. Because I think the Texans are better than a lot of people are giving them credit for. And another big surprise today was the Colts and how badly the Indianapolis Colts looked in week 2. The Colts lost 24-0 to the Jaguars today. Not a good sign. Matt Ryan in Indianapolis has not looked good whatsoever. Ryan had 3 interceptions today against the Jaguars. And the Colts are 0-1-1 to start the season. Feel like they made the Texans look a little bit better than they actually are, which is why that game was tied. Who knows? I just don't think the Colts are as good as we thought this season. Well, starting the third quarter here, tied at 3. Penalties have played a big role in this game. 4 penalties for Houston for 62 yards. 3rd and 1 now at the 49-yard line. And they're going to hand it off to Javonte Williams. Williams cuts it to the outside and gains about 3 yards on the play, good enough to pick up the first down for Denver. First down, Denver just crossed into Texan territory here on their 3rd drive of the game. Not a high-scoring game so far. No offensive fireworks as of right now. Russell Wilson, 2 out of 9, hasn't looked too great so far. Offense is starting off a bit sluggish today. 1st and 10 now for Denver at the 48-yard line of Houston. Javonte Williams in the backfield for Denver. Play action to Williams. Wilson pump fakes, fires over to the right side, and that is incomplete, intended for the tight end. 2nd and 10 now for Denver. Russell Wilson now 2 out of 10 to start this game. Tries to fire a sidearm throw there. Jerry Hughes coming off the edge there for Houston. Lovie Smith telling the refs a bit of a message here. Not sure what he's complaining about. Either way, 2nd and 10 now. Wilson alone in the backfield. 4 wide receivers split out wide. Wilson, pressure coming off the backside, and he is sacked! Rasheem Green! Rasheem Green brings down Wilson for the first sack of the game for Houston. Going to bring up 3rd and long. Like I said before, this Texans pass rush is no joke. Rasheem Green coming off the backside sacks his former teammate Russell Wilson. Rasheem Green was a Seattle Seahawk before. Wilson nearly fumbles it there. Nice job by Rasheem Green. First sack as a Houston Texan. Brings up 3rd and 16 here. All the way back at the 44-yard line of Denver. Play clock down to 2. Wilson gets it off at the last second. 5 wide. Checks it underneath to Melvin Gordon. Gains about 5 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up 4th down and 10. And here comes the punting unit for Denver. Nice job by the Texans defense getting a sack. Their first sack of the game. I think the Texans defense has shown a lot of promise so far. They played well against the Colts for the majority of that game. And Denver punting here from the 49-yard line of Houston. And Desmond King returning it, and that'll go back into the end zone for a touchback. Houston going to be starting at the 20-yard line to start the first drive of the 2nd quarter. Tied at 3 in Denver.
It's easy to think that all money managers are pretty much the same, but Fisher investments were clearly different.
Different how? You saw high commission investment products, right?
Nope, Fisher avoids them.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Never at Fisher Investments.
Okay, then you probably sneak in some hidden in their fees.
No.
Let's see what the Texans can do here to open up their 2nd quarter, their first drive of the 2nd. Going to be getting it at the 20-yard line. They look good. They've shown some promise. They got to run the ball with Dameon Pierce, though. That's really the key. Got to run the ball with Pierce. But I don't know if you guys saw that Miami Dolphins win over the Ravens. That was incredible. I mean, that is some comeback. You guys got to take a look at that game. That was ridiculous.
Meet Google Pixel 6a, the smarter phone that can see in the dark with night sight, fix your photos with Magic Eraser, and photograph all skin tones accurately with Real Tone. Google Pixel 6a. Save up to $150 on the newest Pixel 6a with qualified active.
What are your guys' thoughts on the game so far? You know, especially as a Broncos fan. See, some of you guys are Broncos fans. What's your guys' thought on how the game is going so far?
Oh, the meatballs out. I thought we never fumbled. The new Subway Series. What's your pick?
There's one day bigger than Sunday, election day. The issues that matter most to you will be decided this election. So vote. Go to NFL.com/vote and do register today.
My family and I have watched Survivor. I'm over 10,000 from 6 years old.
I'm 19 and I'm going to be the youngest to win this game.
My sister died of an overdose. The last conversation that we had was about Survivor. She told me that she was proud of me.
I want to show people that you can't go from sitting in a new hall, but it's sitting out here in Fiji with a PhD.
It's Survivor 43.
New season Wednesday, 8/7/7.
Hope you guys' day is going well. It's a fun day in the NFL today. You should hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Got a lot of interviews on my channel with former and current Houston Texans players like Brandon Cooks. Go check out my interview with him as well. Tied at 3 though, 1st and 10 now at the 20-yard line for Davis Mills and the Texans. 3 wide receivers set at the top of your screen. Dameon Pierce in the backfield for Houston. Texans pass, give it out to Pierce in the backfield. Pierce fights his way all the way out for a gain at 8 yards. Brings up 2nd and 2 now. Giving it to Pierce in the backfield also. Second and 2 now at the 28-yard line. Chris Conley in motion from left to right. And they're going to hand it off to Pierce this time. And Pierce gets the first down, picks up about 4 or 5 yards there. Nice job by Pierce. Another strong run, 1st and 10 for the Houston Texans again. He is so powerful. May not be the tallest guy, but 4th round pick from the Texans out of Florida. Has looked really, really good, in my opinion. First and 10 out the 32-yard line. Mills drops back, fires over the middle, and it is caught by O.J. Howard, the new tight end for the Texans. O.J. Howard, by the way, he had 2 touchdowns against Indianapolis Colts. As we have a game break here, Vegas dominating Arizona right now. Vegas up 17-0 over the Cardinals. But O.J. Howard had 2 touchdowns against the Colts. Those were the only 2 touchdowns that the Texans scored last week against the Colts. 2nd and 3 now at the 39-yard line, fullback in the game. They're going to hand it off to Pierce again. Pierce finds his way. Nice vision by Pierce, still going out to the 46-yard line. Great job by Dameon Pierce, another Texans first down. First and 10 out, take a look at offensive coordinator Pep Hamilton. They did not use Pierce, surprisingly, in that Colts game, as he's on the sideline now here for this play. First and 10 for the Texans at the 46-yard line. Rex Burkhead is in the backfield. Cornerback blitz for the Broncos. They give it out to Brevin Jordan. Another tight end makes a catch there. 3rd tight end reception for the Texans. This time Brevin Jordan makes his presence felt. Picks up about 4 yards there. 2nd and 6 now. Second and 6 now at the 49-yard line. Rex Burkhead still in the game, and Mills fires it. He's got Brandon Cooks. Cooks down the sideline. Cooks all the way down to the 24-yard line of Denver. Nice job by Brandon Cooks, the speedster, showing it off. Going right down the sideline on a simple drag. Nice job here by Mills. And Brandon Cooks turns on the Jets. Alex Singleton and the linebacker, no match for Cooks there. Nice job by Mills. Getting it out, easy outlet there, the veteran Cooks. And the Texans are approaching the red zone again. They're looking good. Brandon Cooks, to me, one of the most underrated guys in the NFL. He's been electric. 3 catches for 31 yards for Cooks. Now 1st and 10 at the 25 of Denver for Houston. Here comes Mills. Mills, he's going to run. Mills all the way down to the 8-yard line. Turns on his jets. But there is a flag on the field. Let's see what that is about. It's coming back, holding on the offense. It's going to be on Laramie Tunsil. Tunsil had a lot of holding calls last season, too. Oh, 1st and 20 now. A long chance here for the Texans as Mills fires it. Burkhead makes a nice catch. Primary receiving back for the Texans. Going to bring up 2nd down and long still. 1st and 20. Long way to go for the Texans now. Holding calls obviously really hurt drives a lot of times. 2nd and 16 now at the 31. Rex Burkhead still in the game. No huddle here. Mills fires it down the sideline, overthrows Nico Collins. Now it's going to bring up 3rd and long, 3rd and 16 for Houston with 8 minutes to go here in the 2nd quarter, tied at 3. Long 3rd down here for the Texans. As Mills is on the sideline here, they're going to bring in Jeff Driscoll, the backup quarterback, on 3rd and 16 at the 31-yard line of Denver. Burkhead still in the backfield. 3 wide receivers set at the top of your screen, and the Texans call a timeout here. Going to burn their first timeout of the first half. They'll have 2 remaining.
Denver Broncos Boys and Girls Club, which is the only boys and girls club in the country that is fully funded by a professional sports team. Chatting with new owner CEO Greg Renner, continuing that theme, giving back to the community.
Well, it's 3rd and 16 now for the Texans at the 31. They call timeout. Let's see what they have in store here for this 3rd down. Mills back in the game for the Texans. 5 out of 6 for almost 50 yards on this drive for Mills. He's looked really good. Pressure comes in from the edges, and Mills gets it off to Burkhead, going to gain about 5 more yards, just trying to get into better field goal range for Rex Burkhead. Mills takes a hit there on the turf. 4th and 11 now. Texans going to bring on field goal unit again. Kaimi Fairbairn coming on for the field goal, trying to take the lead here as we are halfway through this 2nd quarter. Nice job by the Texans on that drive. Even though they weren't able to punch it in, they looked really promising. 44-yard attempt for Fairbairn. Fairbairn's kick is up, and it is good. He drilled it right down the middle. Texans take the lead 6-3. As we are about halfway through here this 2nd quarter. Texans 6, Broncos 3. Nice job by the Texans there on that drive. They look good. But yeah, really happy with how Dameon Pierce has looked so far for the Texans. Really happy with that. He's going to be a huge part of this offense and what makes them really good. What could make them a good offense, possibly. But we'll see. Texans have a lead 6-3. Looking okay so far with how that defense been playing. What do you guys think about that? Well, what do you guys think about the game so far? I think it's going pretty well from a Texans standpoint. Obviously, could do better in terms of penalties. That's really hurt this team. That holding call hurt this team on that drive. Pass interference allowed that field goal by Denver from Derek Stingley. So penalties are really hurting the Texans right now. Otherwise, they're playing pretty good, in my opinion. We'll see. It's still early. In the fourth quarter kind of situation, the Texans really screwed it up. We'll see how they look. So if you guys are enjoying the stream so far, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and comment in the comment section what your thoughts are.
You got KFC? Oh, good deal.
Well, looks like we are back out of the timeout. Texans have the lead currently 6-3 in Mile High Stadium in Denver, though. Home opener for the Broncos. First home opener for Russell Wilson. Take a look at Gary Kubiak, former Houston Texan. Hey, man, really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate that. It means a lot. So if you guys are enjoying the live stream, if you are, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well. As kickoff again. And that is going to be returnable by the Broncos out to the 17-yard line. Nice job by the Texans special teams unit there. Have the lead by 3. Take a look at Russell Wilson here so far in the game. Hasn't looked too sharp. Not a lot of options yet. But some of his throws have not looked good. I mean, he's been off on some of the throws so far. Not what Broncos fans would have liked to see from Wilson so far. 3 out of 11 for 38 yards. First and 10 now at the 18-yard line. Play action. Wilson fires a sidearm throw, and it is dropped. Another drop by the Broncos. That time, it's Javonte Williams. Not good at all. They continuously drop passes. That's not helping Russell Wilson at all either. I don't think he was ready for it. That throw was a little wide. They have just not looked sharp whatsoever of the Denver Broncos so far in this game. But Wilson, he's a second-half quarterback in my opinion. So have patience, Broncos fans. Have patience. I think he's going to find it soon. Either way, tight end splits out. Wilson passes, looking to pass, checks it down underneath to Javonte Williams. Williams trucks his way to what looks to be a first down. Christian Kirksey on the tackle for the Texans, and that is good for first down for the Broncos. But Kirksey, captain on the defensive side for the Texans. The defense has looked solid so far, I'll say that. That's for sure. But we'll see. It's first and 10 now at the 28 for the Broncos. They're going to toss it out to Javonte Williams. Again, nice pursuit there by the Texans defense, but Williams still gains about 5 yards on the play to bring up 2nd and 5. Broncos keep getting injured. More reports. Pat Surtain, the corner for the Broncos, he's also questionable. Jerry Jeudy is also questionable to return, so not a good sign for the Broncos. Second and 6 now at the 32. I formation for the Broncos, and they're going to play action here. Bootleg, and nice tackle there by Stingley. Derek Stingley Jr. with a big hit on Cortland Sutton as Sutton drops the ball. Nice job by Stingley there. Derek Stingley shown a lot of promise so far in the game. Beautiful. Stingley knows the ball's going to come to me, has no chance to stop the pass, so he goes immediately for the tackle. A nice job there by the 3rd overall pick in this year's draft. 3rd and 6 now at the 32. Albert O, the tight end in motion for the Broncos. Melvin Gordon in the backfield. Wilson under center, fires it over the middle, incomplete! Desmond King on coverage. Nice job by the Texans, forcing another punt by this Broncos offense, and the crowd is getting restless. How about that? Crowd is booing Russell Wilson and the Broncos offense off the field here. Not a good sight. Fires it over the middle, and nice job there by Desmond King. How about that? Really excellent coverage. 4th and 6 now for the Broncos, and they're going to punt it right back to Houston. Desmond King on the return. Punting it from the 32-yard line. Under 6 minutes to go. Texans still have the lead 6-3. And will have the ball. King lets it drop. Good decision there. And Texans are going to have good starting field position all the way to the 32-yard line. Nice job by the Texans defense. They are showing up and showing out. Well, this Texans defense has definitely shown up so far. How about that?
Lately, I've been trying to find a better way to save my money, but I keep dragging my feet. Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm out. What is it?
This Texans defense has looked really impressive so far. I'm not going to lie.
That way you can make the smartest decision.
They look great in that first 3 quarters, too.
How do you do that?
I thought you did.
Learn Wallet, the smartest decision for all your financial decisions.
If you guys are enjoying the stream, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe.
Hey guys, this is just my workout stuff.
We know we can bring it off.
Everyone else.
It's bananas.
Still wearing your mask, Jake. If you have a secret identity, you need to keep it secret. And if you want to save by bundling home and car insurance, you need Geico.
I'm not the Green Hawk.
Delivery was great off.
See how much you could save by bundling with
But I think it's been pretty surprising here for the Broncos fans. I don't think they were expecting this. But as a Texans fan, I knew the Texans were going to come out to play here.
So you're selling the car, but keeping the glass. You're selling rentals?
Car gurus. Get the best offer for your car.
I know that I'm not perfect, but I want to turn my life around. Mine's under the phone. Fire Country Heat Tracker 27 from CBS.
Week 2 continues tonight on NBC, and with 2 games tomorrow on ESPN and ABC. Then Week 3 kicks off Thursday night on Prime Video. Stream things live on your mobile phone with NFL Plus.
Interesting chess match here as both head coaches also call the plays against each other. Hackett calls the offensive plays for the Broncos. Smith calls the defensive plays for the Texans.
Well, we're back here. 1st and 10 now for the Texans again. Up by 3, 6-3. They're going to give it to Pierce again, and Pierce shows burst again, picks up an instant 5 yards again. Going to bring up 2nd and manageable here.
Join us tomorrow for a special 2-hour NCIS crossover event with the elite teams of NCIS and NCIS Hawaii work together to solve the biggest case. NCIS premieres tomorrow night on CBS, the place to be. Football TV. No Patrick Surtain out there.
Damian Pierce, 8 rushes for 39 yards. Texans split out wide here. 2 tight ends in the game. Mills under center, fires it, and it is nearly intercepted. The intended target was Chris Moore there. Kareem Jackson on coverage for the Broncos. 3rd and 5 now. Mills 2 out of 3 on 3rd down so far in the game. 3rd and 5 from the Texans 37-yard line. Timeout is called. There's a flag on the field. Looks to be a false start. False start on Titus Howard there.
Remember the last third down with Titus Howard? He let his guy beat him and get a hit on his quarterback. That time he's trying to get out of his stance because Brady Gregory is giving him some issues out there.
Had a false start last week against the Colts, and now 77 yards.
3rd and 10 now. The crowd is getting loud here at Mile High Stadium. Trying to get a stop here for their defense. Texans still up by 3. 6-3 so far. Hey, man. Appreciate you joining, my guy. This has been a really fun game, so appreciate you. 3rd and 10 now. Pressure coming in. Mills fumbles. He loses the ball. Do the Broncos have it? Looks to be a recovery by the Texans there. Huge save for the Texans there. Mills fumbles it again. He's had a problem with fumbles. That pass rush coming in there for the Broncos sent some extra guys, and Mills fumbled it. Huge miss for this Broncos defense trying to energize that offense. Huge missed chance there for the Broncos, but big save by the Texans. Nice job by the offensive lineman for the Texans getting it back, and thankfully it's a punt if you're the Texans. On 4th and 17, Cameron Johnston punts it away, and man, he kicked a boomer there. All the way back to the 10-yard line is the receiver. And the Texans finally tackle him there on special teams. Picks up a nice return there. 4 minutes to go here
I may be close to retirement, but I'm as busy as ever.
in the 2nd quarter. 6-3.
Boy, it provides guidance.
Texans on top.
They make me feel like I've got it all under control.
Be confident to and through retirement.
I'll admit it, I'm a bad phone guy. Dude, you don't need to get that personal. State Farm Personal Price Plan just helps you create an affordable price.
Right. I mean, I'm not a bad phone guy.
Call it quick.
Well, it's been interesting so far. Really lower scoring game here. Rams dominating the Falcons. That's not surprising. Raiders dominating the Cardinals. Texans, Bengals versus Cowboys. Cowboys still up 14-3. Pretty surprising there. 49ers up 20-0. Early scores here. Really surprising one where it was the Jets beating the Browns. How about that? Now that is impressive right there. Either way, 1st and 10 now at the 24. They're going to give it to Melvin Gordon, showing off his moves. Gordon all the way. Tackled there by Texans rookie Jalen Petrie. Picks up about 9 yards to 2nd and 1. Man, the Browns, what a big disappointment there if you're Jacoby Brissett and the Browns. That must suck. Jets beat the Browns today 31-30. Joe Flacco looked really great again, surprisingly. Nick Chubb had 3 touchdowns, but just wasn't enough if you're Cleveland. That defense did not look too good. Either way, 2nd and 1 now for the Broncos at the 34-yard line. Wilson play action pass, fires it over to the tight end. And they throw a flag. It's going to be on linebacker Kevin Pierre-Louis there. Probably going to be pass interference on the Texans again. Yeah, they call on Kevin Pierre-Louis, their linebacker for Houston, going to bring up automatic 1st down. Nice throw there by Wilson. The linebacker never turned his head around, which is why they called the penalty there. Got to turn your head around if you're Pierre-Louis. That's pass interference. Now 1st and 10 now for Denver at the 45-yard line. Toss it out. Going to give it to Melvin Gordon. Breaks a tackle. Gordon all the way. Picks up about 7 yards, jumping out of bounds there. But there is a flag again on the play. Another flag. Busy day for the refs. Looks to be a hold against Denver. That's how we see a huge penalty. Usually breaks down drives there. Cortland Sutton with a personal foul there. That's a 15-yard penalty. But it's still going to be 1st down here. 6-3 Houston on top of Denver. 3 minutes to go before halftime. Three minutes to go in the first half. Broncos at the 38-yard line, and Russellson tries to draw, and he draws them offside. That's what it looks like. Well, it's a false start. It's actually a false start. Crowd is booing. They are getting restless, excuse me. Second and 22 now for the Broncos. Crowd's getting impatient here. Second and 22, very, very long. Penalties have just killed this drive so far if you're Denver. High formation for Denver is now starting at the 33-yard line. Here's Javonte Williams, wide hole up the middle. Williams hurdles over. The defender picks up a ginormous gain of about 17 yards. And it's going to bring up third and manageable. Nice job by Javonte Williams here. Cuts it back, wide open hole. Jonathan Owens on the tackle there for the Texans. Hurdles over Jonathan Owens. And a little bit of a manageable third down here if you're Denver. 3rd and 5. And we have hit the 2-minute warning here in Denver. In this second quarter, Texans still lead at 6-3, but Denver facing a 3rd and 5. Yeah, but some sad news in terms of injuries. Trey Lance went down with an injury, but the 49ers are still cruising right now, 20-0 over Seattle. I know it obviously hurts to see Trey Lance getting injured, but 49ers are still in great hands with Jimmy Garoppolo. Other scores around the league. Raiders lead the Cardinals 20-0. Cowboys on top 17-3. Giants are undefeated. Giants are 2-0 this season, beating the Panthers. Lions beat the Commanders. They get their first win of the season. Patriots beat the Steelers. They get their first win. Also, we've got Sunday Night Football today between the Bears and Packers. Should be an easy Packers win, in my opinion. Also have 2 Monday night games as well tomorrow. So we'll see what the Broncos can do here. But I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Thank you guys so much for joining. Really, really appreciate that. Sure to hit the like, subscribe, and once again, I've gotten some interviews with former and current Texans players like Brandon Cooks. Definitely go check out my big interview with J.J. Watt. Yes, I did interview J.J. Watt. Go check that out on my channel as well. Go check it out with Naheem Hines as well of the Colts. Justin Reed of the Chiefs. So I've interviewed some NFL guys if you're interested in watching that. So hit the like, subscribe, and thank you guys so much for back here from the 2-minute warning. Halftime coming up because we're at the 2-minute warning. Broncos have the ball. Facing a 3rd and 5 here. Big 3rd and 5 if you're Denver, trying to get something going before this half ends because they have not looked good. Denver also receives the second half kickoff, so trying to double it up here if you're the offense for Denver. 3rd and 5 at the 49-yard line. Wilson going deep for Sutton, and he's got it! Nice catch by Cortland Sutton against Derek Stingley Jr. Huge pickup there to start right after the 2-minute warning if you're Denver. Stingley going one-on-one versus Sutton. That time, Sutton gets the best of Stingley all the way down to the 16-yard line of the Texans. Huge play, nice throw by Russell Wilson there. Broncos are set up shop in the red zone now. Only down by 3. They can take the lead here with a touchdown. Longest play of the game, 34 yards. First and 10 now, the 16-yard line. 2 running backs in the backfield. Play action. Wilson fires it. He's got Sutton again. Sutton picks up the first down. Gains 11 yards on the play. And it's a first and goal now for Denver. Texans defense has got to find a way to hold here. They played well in this first half so far, but Denver could take control here late in this first half. Not a good sign for the Texans here. Wilson to Sutton is looking like a huge connection here in Denver. About a minute to go here in this first half. First and goal at the 5-yard line. Washington in motion for the Broncos. They fake the handoff to Washington. He's got Wilson looking, fires, incomplete. Intended for Javonte Williams in the corner of the end zone. Incomplete. Clock stops at 1 minute, 3 seconds. Going to bring up second and goal now. Texans defense trying to hold here and keep the game tied. Or maximum allow the game to be tied because it's a 6-3 game right now. Second and goal now. Pretty balanced drive here for the Broncos. 3 rushes, 3 passes, 71 yards in 3 minutes. Broncos running it with Javonte Williams. Williams gets all the way down to the 1-yard line. Under a minute to go here in this first half. Third and goal for Denver. Lovie Smith not calling timeout here. I would have called a timeout here because you might get the offense some time back, but Lovie Smith not going with that. He has 2 timeouts left, chose not to use them. But it's third and goal now, 30 seconds to go here in the half. Wilson snaps it. Wilson looking in the pocket. Nice job by this Texans defense. Holds them on third and goal. Coverage. Excellent coverage by the Houston Texans on defense. It's going to bring up fourth and goal, but looks like the Broncos are indeed going to go for it here. They're not settling for the field goal. Hey Joe, really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. I just love talking football, so thank you for joining the stream, my guy. Appreciate it. But fourth and goal, Denver going to elect to kick the field goal. Now, initially we thought they were going to go for it, but now they're going to kick the field goal here, elect to tie it before the half. Is it? Denver takes a delay of game here to make it a bit of an easier field goal for McManus. Going to make it a 25-yard field goal for McManus here to try and tie up this game at 6 apiece before you head into halftime. Keep in mind, still 23 seconds left in the game. Still 23 seconds left in the first half for the Texans. They could have something to do on offense, but 24-yard attempt here for McManus. The kick is up. It is good. We have a tie game here at 6 apiece. 20 seconds to go here. Texans will have 20 seconds to see if they can do something on offense, maybe try and get a last-second field goal. 20 seconds and 2 timeouts for Davis Mills. Well, yeah, I just blocked that guy who was like spamming, so I got it under control, my guy. No worries. But it's been going really awesome so far. 6-6 game here with 20 seconds to go. I think the Texans could have a chance at a long field goal attempt. Keep in mind, Kaimi Fairbairn, the kicker for the Texans, his longest field goal is 61 yards. And then you incorporate that with a mile-high stadium, so plus the Texans have 2 timeouts, who knows? They would have to go maybe about 40 yards into 2 to 3 plays. Let's see what happens, though. I know the crowd had a lot of expectations for Russell Wilson hasn't been what they would have expected. But kickoff here, Tremon Smith on the return does not return it out of the back of the end zone. Starting at the 25-yard line are the Texans with 20 seconds to go. Broncos continually have not been able to get it done at the goal line. 2 field goals today, made a couple of mistakes. 2 fumbles in last week's game against Seattle in the red zone. So haven't been good there. But 1st and 10 now at the 25-yard line. They're not going to do anything here. The Texans elect to be conservative here. Kind of surprised with that call. Texans are content with going into half tied at 6 apiece. And that'll be our halftime score. Texans 6, Broncos 6. In Mile High. We're headed into halftime here. Broncos will receive the second half kickoff. But currently we're tied in a low-scoring battle. 6-all. I feel like the Texans have played really, really well so far. The defense has been outstanding for me. The offense has shown glimpses with Pierce, their running back. So definitely going to be a close second half. You definitely want to stick around. This should be a very, very close second half.
Amazing new camera.
And you got it on Verizon.
I got Verizon's new plan. It's Apple One. It's Apple Music.
So if you guys are enjoying the first half stream, definitely stick around for the second half. Should be fun. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel.
Get a new iPhone 14 Pro on us and get it with one unlimited for iPhone only on the network America relies on.
What are some of your guys' thoughts on the game? Are you surprised with how it's going so far? Because I think I am a little bit surprised. This game's been pretty fun though, so I'm enjoying it. Hope you guys are enjoying it as well.
All for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you buy Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data. Switch today.
Someday you'll learn the world is what you make it. You were born with it, connection.
Until one day, your new United plan was designed for
Well, I think for the second half, what's going to be important is that the Texans continue to run the ball with Dameon Pierce, their running back, because he's looked outstanding. He's been a big reason why this offense has kind of been clicking a little bit. And then just use play action well. They've targeted their tight ends a bit. I think Brandon Cooks should be someone who they continue to target. And if you're in the red zone, go to Nico Collins if you can. And defensively, the Texans should just continue to do what they've been doing. They've been really good. That's my thoughts on the Texans so far.
Get 3.29% Santa Fe, up to 500 in total savings. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
Hurricane Fiona has formed near Puerto Rico, the island, and the Dominican Republic are expecting torrential rain in both areas under hurricane warnings. The biggest risk, mudslides and flash flooding. Hurricane Fiona is expected to intensify to Category 2, potentially Category 3 hurricane as it gets closer to Turks and Caicos and Bermuda next week, staying far away from the continental U.S. Locally, your high temperature today, 94 degrees, a 20% chance for rain, mainly before 5 o'clock. Stay with us and hear the game.
Yes. A Paramount Plus subscription is now included with your Walmart Plus membership. No additional cost. Members get nothing of entertainment. Sign up for Walmart Plus membership and watch all of this and more. They have to win this game with your Paramount Plus subscription. Your time starts now.
But for the Broncos, what they need to do, they have a lot of adjustments they need to make. I think defensively they got to somehow stop the run with Pierce. And then offensively, I don't know what they're gonna have to do. They're gonna have they've just looked so bad offensively. Definitely continue to target Cortland Sutton and try and run the ball more. I think they're throwing it too much with Wilson right now. But really, really appreciate all of you guys joining. Means a lot.
New York Jets at the Cleveland Browns. Joe Flacco finds Garrett Wilson for a 15-yard touchdown with 22 seconds remaining. Put the Jets up 31-30. They win the game. Jets break a 13-game losing streak, and I'm up to the subject of the offense. Ravens first half and second half. Tua, we need a field goal to tie. And Tua said, you know what? I want it all. Jalen Waddle for the go-ahead touchdown. And Michael Dale with the head coach, keeping it real like he always does.
The night before, I told the guys that I was really hoping that we could some adversity in this game.
I mean, the Dolphins, they completed the largest fourth quarter comeback in their franchise history. That was an incredible game. I've been repeating that a lot because that was just insane. Ravens were up 35-14 at the half. Going into the fourth quarter, and then the Dolphins outscored them 28-3, and they won that game. Tua Tagovailoa throwing 6 touchdown passes. He's looked really, really good. The Broncos offense has not looked sharp. They haven't looked good. They haven't looked powerful. They haven't had many big plays. They haven't had a couple, but it's not kind of like that high-powered offense that I think a lot of us were expecting. So we'll see. The Broncos defense has been okay, but they need to slow down the run a little bit. And they just need to start running the ball a bit more. They're passing too much with Wilson right now. And great point by the CBS broadcast just now. Russell Wilson hasn't had much time with the guys yet, still trying to build up some chemistry with his new receiver. So I think that's a factor as well, because it's still a new team after all for Russell Wilson. Doesn't matter how good you are, you have to get adjusted.
It's a work in progress with the moving football. I think we're going to give some time. We still have to know they got Jerry Judy, Colin Sutton. This is still a pretty good offense. I think they'll get more time.
I was traded late in my career, and it took me a while, about 3 weeks, to get used to my new teammates when the bullets were flying at the wheel. It was really intense. And I think both Matt Ryan and Russell Wilson are dealing with some of that stuff right now. Matt Ryan maybe a little bit more than Russell Wilson. I think both older players, it's taking them a while to catch up with their new offense and new players.
Yeah, you got to adjust and know your surroundings and stadium, the football team. And a big question I want to know is, can we trade him? Oh, man. It's really concerned. No, he didn't ask me to move my next tile. And I want to have a big hand.
Hey, man. Appreciate you joining. Hope you're doing well. What are your thoughts on the game? I think I'm pretty happy, actually. As a Texans fan, I'm okay with how the game's gone so far.
And foreign policy challenges on the season premiere of 60 Minutes tonight. This isn't just a habit. It's years of research and continuous innovation. Today, players learn how it's customized in technology, like 3D printing, to get better fitting options that meet the demands of their position. It's all driven by the NFL's advanced data collection and testing, which lets more options to increasingly safer helmets. And it's working. Last season, concussions went up the lowest number ever. The NFL is committed to the health and safety of every player. It's not just health. It's a key to building a better game. For 7 seconds, maybe a time for a quick out and then a halo go throw. And this will end it.
I don't know. Miami has a tendency of pulling off these miracle things. Remember the Miami Miracle? Back then, Kenyon Drake was with the Dolphins. Then that was crazy. The Dolphins have just find a way somehow in some of these games. They're a pretty interesting team. And personally, I've never understood the Tua Tagovailoa hate. Like everyone's like, who cares about Tua? Like he's not good. He's not good. Like give him a chance, my guys. Like Tua today, he was exceptional. Give him some weapons. Now he's looking good, right? So people were jumping off the Tua thing way too quickly. Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Man, Mile High Stadium is huge. That stadium is big.
Here we go. Welcome back. Say it's the team now. This is fantastic. The new season of the neighborhood and Roberts have shown up to get tomorrow on CBS.
We're tied at 6 here at half. Second half should be starting soon.
Said she wasn't hungry. She only wanted a bite. But this isn't just a patty. This is a Whataburger patty. All-time favorite. 2 all-beef patties, Monterey Jack, grilled onions, and creamy pepper sauce. So 1 bite became 2, and 2 became 9. Just a bite. Our Devlin down is a lesson. The Whataburger patty, just like you love it.
All right, folks. Looks like DH Desmond knows. Plans to avoid curveballs with an impressive fresh ATV items. He slices it, flapping, and seasoning. This guy came to play ball.
I really appreciate this comment. Yeah, that's a lot of good observations. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Broncos fans are nervous about how badly that offense came out. I mean, they did not look good. Wilson's not look good. Yeah, and I think the chemistry is not there. It's a new team. He doesn't know his receivers that well. I think that's a big factor. So yeah, that's why the offense does not look good. Might take some more time before Wilson kind of looks like that Russell Wilson that we know. But yeah, Texans still have some work to do. They made some mistakes, but I think they played actually pretty solid considering the team that they have. Yeah, I don't want to be like biased towards the Texans because then the Broncos fans are gonna tune out here. So like, I need to cater to both sides, So that's what's up right now. Because I mean, I like Russell Wilson. I have nothing against him. I have nothing against the Broncos. So I don't see any reason to like hate them or anything. So yeah, great observation.
Broadcast booth with the Hall of Famer Jake Lofton. I'm Andrew Cadillac. Here for Michael Drake coming up. So far this season in the red zone, Denver's fans are singing.
As we have kickoff starting the second half here, we are underway. Cami Fairbairn with the kickoff to start the second half. Broncos receive to start the third quarter, tied up at 6. Russell Wilson taking the field again for Denver. Starting at the 25-yard line, the CBS team has highlighted the red zone issues for the Broncos, and rightfully so. I mean, they have been really bad in the red zone. They've had 2 chances, haven't come up with anything. They had a couple of chances in Seattle. They fumbled 2 times. So that's an issue for the Broncos. 0 out of 2 in red zone touchdown efficiency. Something cool that they pointed out as well is that Nathaniel Hackett calls the offense for Denver and Lovie Smith calls the defense for Houston. So you have 2 head coaches, I mean, literally play calling each other. As they hand it off to Javonte Williams and he gains about 1 yard. Nice job there by the Texans run defense, Malik Collins. And penalties continue for Denver, a holding call on the offense. The center. Another mistake. Yeah, we'll stop them. Yeah, we're gonna stop the Broncos, no problem, man. But yeah, I mean the Broncos have not looked good offensively. 1st and 20 now. Another bad mistake because they keep doing these penalties. Penalties have played a big role in the game. 1st and 20 now at the 15-yard line. Melvin Gordon in motion. Wilson looking, now he's going to run. Wilson slides, picks about 5 yards on the play. 2nd and 15. Penalties, 7 penalties for 89 yards for Houston. 6 penalties for 48 yards for the Broncos. Similar kind of yardage and numbers, but tied up. Red zone's been a problem for Denver. That's really been the issue. Crowd is pretty restless. I mean, I understand you have high expectations for the team, but I'd kind of calm down a little bit here. Still a tie game after all. 2nd and 16, Wilson fires a dart over the middle. It is intercepted! Intercepted by Christian Kirksey! He stole it from Cortland Sutton over the middle of the field. A turnover by Russell Wilson. The Texans defense showing up. They intercept Russell Wilson. Christian Kirksey grabs it from Sutton. What a play. Texans have excellent field position here to start the second half. What an interception. That is a major turning point. Texans are going to have excellent field position here. Starting at about the 50-yard line roughly. So Texans can, who knows, punch it in here, and then you're talking about it looking really good, guys. Texans defense, how about that? Man, Lovie Smith's defense is playing good.
Pods handles the driving. Pocket your case, store your things until you're ready, and then deliver to your new home, across town or across the country. Pods, your personal moving and storage team.
But that was some interception by Christian Kirksey, their linebacker for the Texans, captain of that defense. He's played really good so far, and then he gets a stop there and gets the interception. Literally rips it from Sutton's hands.
Season Wednesday on CBS. This is the NFL at your fingertips. This is your game on the go. Wherever you are, this is how you football. NFL Plus. Start your free trial today. This broadcast is copyrighted by NFL Productions. For the right to use all its broadcast. Russell Wilson's first interception as a member of the Broncos. Take another look, James. And Petrie, this deep safety, just enough to jar the ball and to move it around a little bit. And sixth career interception for Christian Kirksey, and the Texans take over at the 45-yard line.
Texans out the 45-yard line of Denver. Play action for Mills. Mills fires it down the left sideline, overthrows. Tight end Brevin Jordan going to bring up 2nd and 10 now.
Two first-round picks done for the rest of the day. And remember, Denver already this week putting free safety Justin Simmons on IR.
2nd and 10 now. Damian Pierce in the backfield at the 45-yard line. 3 wide receivers set. Brandon Cooks at the bottom of your screen. Play clock's down to 1 and nearly a delay of game here. Give it to Pierce right up the middle. Pierce keeps fighting, chugging, gains a first down. Damian Pierce just keeps fighting for yardage. He is incredible.
Once asked me what extra effort was, and he told me it was you stopped the first time. There's it's just constant effort for Pierce. I love his running style.
Damian Pierce is a perfect fit for the Houston Texans, in my opinion. 1st and 10 now for the Texans. Pierce, almost 50 yards rushing for him today. 1st and 10 at the 34. Give it to Pierce on the outside. Pierce cuts it to the outside. Turns the jet sound all the way down to the 22-yard line. Pierce again. Another burst. A gain of almost 15 yards there. Pierce cutting it to the outside. Nice block there by the fullback. And he has such a great vision. And that makes him incredible. Another first down here. First down now at the 23-yard line. Pierce still in the game. 3 wide receivers set at the bottom. 1st and 10. Mills fires it over. Chris Moore's got it. Picks up about 5 yards on the play. 2nd and 5. Getting in. Houston's now in the red zone. With the 3rd quarter just underway, Christian Kirksey made an outstanding interception of Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's first interception as a Bronco. Pierce in the backfield. Mills under center. 2nd and 5 at the 18-yard line of Denver. Handed off to Pierce again. Pierce with a spin move. That time he is stuffed by the Broncos defensive line. 3rd quarter has just started, by the way. Still have like over 11 minutes to go in this 3rd. Well, 3rd and 5 now at the 18-yard line for Mills. Drops back, fires it, and it is caught by Nico Collins on the slant, but that might be just short. 4th and inches now for the Texans. Interesting decision that you're going to have to make here. If I'm the Texans, I would go for it if I'm the Texans. I'd go for it if I'm the Houston Texans here. I don't think you have much to lose just trying to make your point here. And I like the decision here. Lovey's keeping the offense out on the field on 4th and inches. Tie game, we're still at 6 each. 3rd quarter's just started, I think. Why not? Why not go for it? 4th and 1 now. Hand it off to Pierce. Pierce picks up the first down and more. Pierce gains 5 yards on the play. Man on man. And the Texans make the hold possible, and Pierce just powers through that hole, bursts through it, and he gets that first down. Beautiful by the Houston Texans. Love the call by Lovie Smith there. That is amazing blocking. I mean, you're talking about bringing in Kenyon Green into this offensive line. He's looked good. They're going to give it to Pierce again on the outside. Pierce cutting the corner. Stiff arm, gains about 3 yards on the play as flags fly. Looks to be a face mask on the Broncos. That's what they're saying. We shall see. Yeah. Yeah, he clearly grabbed the face mask, number 93, Jones of the Broncos. That's going to be half the distance to the goal, and an automatic first down. Great, excuse me. Great chance for the Houston Texans to punch it in here. First and goal now for the Texans. At the 10-yard line. At the 5-yard line. First and goal at the 4-yard line of the Broncos. They're going to give it to Driscoll. And nobody's faked out there. All stuffing it for Pierce. And Pierce loses 2 yards on the play. Second and goal now at the 6.
If you're the head coach, you kind of get what you want. Yeah, that works that way, doesn't it?
Second and goal now for the Texans at the 6-yard line. Pierce still in the game. Chris Moore in motion. One-on-one with Cooks at the top of your screen. They're going to throw it to Cooks, and Cooks cannot make the catch there. It throws a little bit low. From Davis Mills, it throws a little low. Cooks could not see it in time. Just a little bit off there from Mills. Just a little bit off. Yeah, that throw by Mills a bit low, although Cooks could have caught that. It's still a little low. It would have been easier if Mills just fired it straight at the numbers or at the helmet. And it would have been a touchdown, but didn't work at that time. Brings up third and goal now at the 6. Crowd is pretty loud. Rex Burkhead in for Dameon Pierce. Mills looking, fires, and it is caught by Cooks. But that is going to be out of bounds. Out of bounds, incomplete pass. Brings up fourth and goal from the 6-yard line, and the Texans are going to have to settle for a field goal again. Decent throw by Mills here. At least it wasn't going to be intercepted. Gives a chance to Cooks, who caught it, but was pushed out of bounds, making it an incomplete pass. Kami Fairbairn on for his third field goal attempt. This time 24 yards out only. And he gives the Texans the lead right down the middle, and it is 9-6, Houston on top. 8.5 minutes to go in this third quarter. Houston by 3. 9-6.
iPhone 14 Pro. It's amazing.
Yep, the camera is incredible.
Ooh,
And you'll get our best deal.
nice. But everyone should get it.
Everyone can get it.
Every new customer.
And every existing customer.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every. Okay, my work here is done. Everyone gets the best deal with every iPhone. It's amazing.
Everyone gets AT&T's best deals on every iPhone. Get the new iPhone 14 Pro on us. Are you coming for my job?
Okay, Jake from State Farm. I really want that personal price plan, so here it goes. I like to smell my beers. What? Especially after a good meal. Hey, you don't need to get that personal. The State Farm personal price plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. That means put the beer down. Like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. I'll have to get a quote today.
This is Antonelli's Cheese Shop, and we're the Antonellis.
We chose the Smart Catch Plus card.
It's pretty interesting by the Texans that they keep bringing in Jeff Driscoll, who's the backup quarterback, on some of those short third downs. I don't know. They don't want Davis Mills running for some reason, but those are kind of weird. But look, the Texans seem like a really physical team this year. They seem ready. I mean, they just seemed ready for this game. They seem really strong, really physical. I don't think the Broncos are maybe ready for that at all. But they have the lead now, 9-6. I think Texans are looking really, really solid so far. As we're back, I love what they do at Mile High Stadium. That guy comes in from the sky. Pretty impressive. On the parachute. We have a closed stadium here at Energy Stadium, so we don't see all that. That's how it is in Mile High, though. So Texans on top 96. We're back here in the third quarter. Kickoff underway. Fairbairn has scored all 9 of the Texans' points today, 3 field goals, as they lead it. Kickoff, and that is going through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Wilson going to start from the 25-yard line. First and 10. Let's see what the Texans defense can do here. First and 10 now for the Broncos. They're going to give it to Javonte Williams here. Williams breaks loose. Williams down the sideline, fights his way all the way up to the 43-yard line. Huge gain there of 18 yards. Nice job by Javonte Williams, showing some big power here. Keeps fighting. Jonathan Owens on the tackle for the Texans. Broncos 7 yards of rush. They got to keep doing that. They're passing too much. First and 10 now, tossing it to Williams. Williams again. This time only gains 3 yards. Jalen Petrie on the tackle for Houston. Second and 8 now. Injured Houston Texan on the ground. Not good news if you're a Texans fan. Looks to be Kevin Pierre-Louis. 7:47 left in the third. Texans by 3. Injury timeout, though. Well, if you guys are enjoying the stream once again, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Well, this Texans defense is no joke, but I think the Broncos may have found what they're good at, using that running game. That's had some success. Javonte Williams he's been looking pretty good in this game. 9 carries for 65 yards in the game, 7.2 yards per rush for Javonte Williams. He's been really good. Melvin Gordon's also been good, 5 carries for 25 yards, 5 yards to carry. So they can do that and then try to get it to Sutton off play action. Cortland Sutton, 3 catches for 66 yards. Kevin Pierre-Louis in the blue tent. Thomas Booker, the 6th-round pick out of Stanford for the Texans, is in the game on the defensive line. 2nd and 8 now. They're going to hand it off to Melvin Gordon. Gordon with a nice gain there. Going to make it 3rd and 2. Third and 2 now for the Broncos. Lovie Smith continuing to call in the defensive plays. On 3rd down, Broncos 1 out of 3. 3rd and 2 now at the 49-yard line of Denver. Right at midfield, pretty much. Play clock is down to 2. Got to snap off to Gordon, and Gordon is stuffed on 3rd and 2. The Texans defense swarms, and they stuff Melvin Gordon. But there is a flag on the field. It's holding on offense. That's going to be declined, and that's going to bring up 4th and 2 for the Broncos. Great run defense by the Texans there on 3rd and 2. And looks like they are indeed going to go for it. The Denver Broncos are going to go for it here on 4th and 2 at their own 49-yard line, pretty much midfield. But this is another kind of risky decision here. But they haven't been able to do too well on offense. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Crowd is still upset. And now they call timeout. Still unsure what they want to do. Broncos looking like they're unsure of what they're trying to do. Don't really know. Don't have a game plan. That doesn't really seem right to me. They don't seem ready enough. You just can't decide to play, and that's kind of really confusing for me because you have plenty of time. Either way, 4th and 2 now. Broncos are going to go for it here. Big moment. Big moment in the game here. 4th and 2. At the 49-yard line, Javonte Williams in the backfield. Russell Wilson trying to go with the hard count here. They indeed go for it here. Wilson drops back, passes, fires, and it is caught. That is a bullet pass from Russell Wilson. And they pick up the 1st down there. Great throw by Wilson. Sets, fires, and straight to the jersey number. Right there, as that is not a good sign. Stingley is on the ground now for the Texans. Look at this. Wilson fires, caught Sutton against Stingley. And then Stingley got hurt. I don't know what happened to Derek Stingley on this play here. But that was a bullet pass from Wilson. Let's hope that Derek Stingley is okay. Not a good sign whatsoever. 3rd overall pick in this year's draft by the Texans. Hope he's okay. Well, that was a big 1st down by Denver. Only down by 3. A touchdown gives them the lead, and then everything changes after that. But this defense is getting injured. There's some injuries on this defense now for the Texans. That might help the Broncos.
Get your TV together. Call 1-800-DIRECTV to save up to $120. Little Caesars is now the official pizza sponsor of the NFL. It's good. Pizza again.
But I really hope that Stingley is okay because he's been really good for this Texans team so far. We'll see what happens. Hope he's okay.
Enjoy game day with the
Fire Country right after we stepped from CBS.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Little Caesars, the official.
Well, we are back in Denver here, 1st and 10 for the Broncos. They picked up a huge 4th and 2 right there.
Get your team together.
And Stingley is jogging on the sideline, gets his helmet back. So that's at least good news, and is standing on the sideline. So good news for Texans fan. Derek Stingley looks to be okay. 1st and 10 now at the 44-yard line of the Texans. Is Russell Wilson and the Broncos, and there's a flag that looks to be false start on the Broncos offense. Another sloppy play there. This time on Javonte Williams, the running back. First and 15 now for Denver, back at the 49-yard line of Houston. 9 penalties for Denver now. A lot of them pre-snap. 1st and 15. Wilson looks to pass, fires it over the middle, and great completion there all the way down to the 37-yard line. Cleveland with the catch for Denver. Wilson looking around and gets that wide open pass to Cleveland over the middle. Christian Kirksey on the tackle for Houston. 8 out of 22 for Russell Wilson. 111 yards and an interception. Very, very unlike Russell Wilson day. 2nd and 3 now at the 37. Javonte Williams deep in the backfield. And they give it to Javonte Williams, and he is tackled but nearly gets a first down. Going to be 3rd and inches again. Picks up about 2.5 there, almost 3. Going to bring up 3rd and 1. Nice job by Javonte Williams. He's been really good. Denver fans should be excited to have him. He's shown a lot. Third and 1 now, 5 rushes on this drive. Stingley is back in the game for the Texans. Guarding Sutton again like he used to. They're going to hand it off to the tight end. Interesting play. And he is stuck behind the line by this defensive line. Great read there by the Texans D-line. They stuffed the tight end behind the line of scrimmage. That play call did not work by head coach Nathaniel Hackett, and it's 4th and 2 again. And looks like the offense is going to go for it once more. They have not done well in terms of running these plays, and looks like they're going to settle for the field goal now, is Denver. Not going for it on 4th and 2 now. They're going to settle for the field goal attempt. And this is a very, very long field goal. The play clock is also down to 1. Now it's down to 0. And the kick is good, but there's a flag on the field. And it's a delay of game on the offense. That is horrendous. That is a horrible job by head coach Nathaniel Hackett. I'm sorry. I'm just being brutally honest here. This is very bad. You cannot have another delay of game. I mean, that is just lazy. Now you're out of field goal range almost. You're on the borderline field goal range. 4th and 7 now. And the crowd is frustrated, and rightfully so. Not good decisions at all. And now they're going to have to punt. I mean, there is nothing worse than that right now. You're in field goal range, and then you give up a delay of game, and now you're having to punt. That is terrible. I've never seen that by a head coach before. That's just not good. So Denver punts it, and Desmond King for the Texans calls a fair catch at the 9-yard line. They're going to start the drive at the 9. 3 minutes to go here in this 3rd quarter, and the boos are coming down hard at Mile High Stadium. Rightfully so. Nathaniel Hackett has done a very poor job in time management today. Very bad delay of game. About 3 minutes to go in the third. Texans have the ball 1st and 10 at the 9. I don't know. Nathaniel Hackett doesn't seem to be the answer as head coach, personally, for me. I know it's early, but it doesn't seem like the option right now. Hey, I appreciate that, Daniel. Thank you so much for subscribing. It means a lot. Thank you so much. 1st and 10 now at the 9-yard line. Pierce deep in the backfield. They're handed off to Pierce. Pierce with a good burst picks up only 1 yard though. 2nd and 9.
We also had to put that game to bed quickly. Both of our corrections.
Nathaniel Hackett had some really poor clock management decisions in the game against Seattle. That was really bad. I'm not sure what he's thinking. I'm really not sure what he's thinking. 2nd and 8 now at the 11-yard line. Pierce in the backfield. Cooks at the bottom of your screen. Collins at the top. And Mills is going to run it. Looks to be like a broken play. Not sure what happened there. Mills keeps it, gains about 3 yards on the play. 3rd and 5 now for the Texans. 3rd and 6. Not sure what happened there. Play call didn't really work out as we thought. 3rd and 6 now. 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Third and 6 now at their own 13-yard line. Rex Burkhead in the backfield. And Mills fires it incomplete. Intended target was Nico Collins. Nowhere to be found there. And the Texans are going to have to punt again on 4th and 6. Nice job by the Broncos defense there. Now Cameron Johnston, the Texans punter, are going to have to be punted from the back of his own end zone. Johnston is a good punter, and he got hit on that kick there. As Washington making some moves, Washington down to the 38-yard line. There is a flag on the field. It might be roughing the kicker because I feel like they hit Johnston a little bit. We'll see what happens. Yeah, so it was running into the kicker. Instead of 4th and 6, it's 4th and 1. So they're going to replay this 4th down. Yeah, collides into the punter there. So now it's 4th and 1. But I guess the Texans declined it. Wow. I would take it and just punt it better now. But Cameron Johnson is a Pro Bowl punter. No wonder he kicked it 60 yards. Well, 1st and 10 for the Broncos. Looks like they declined the penalty because the punt was really good. 1st and 10 now for Denver. Russell Wilson trying to see if he can cook something up here. 1st and 10 at the 38 of the Broncos. Handed off to Melvin Gordon. Shows nice burst there. Picks up about 5 yards. Second and 6 now for Denver. Second and 6 at the 41. Wilson requires quick pass. Cortland Sutton on the quick slant. Tackle made by Stingley and Petrie. Picks up the 1st down there, but we have another penalty. Now it's a personal foul and a chop block on the offense. That is a 15-yard penalty. It's on Melvin Gordon. It's the 11th penalty on the Broncos. Another sloppy play there. No discipline by the Broncos. The crowd boos once again. They don't hold back, don't they, in Denver? Brings this way back. 2nd and 22. A real drive killer there if you're the Broncos. 11 penalties for 88 yards if you're Denver right now. Not good. Wilson, again, quick pass to Sutton, only gains about 4 yards on the play. And now it's going to bring up 3rd and 18. Really long third down here, not a good. Not sure about that. Would have liked to pick up more on that play, but it's 3rd and long, and I think that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 15 for the Broncos. And that'll do it for 3 quarters in Denver. The Texans still have the lead, 9-6 over the Broncos. In Mile High Stadium, the Texans have the lead going into the 4th quarter, 9-6. Not sure if we were expecting that to happen. Well, Texans leaded by 3 going into the 4th quarter. Who would have thought? I wonder how those Broncos fans are feeling. Down by 3 against the Texans. Texans trying to get their first win of the season at a tie against the Colts last week. The Colts, by the way, got destroyed 24-0 against the Jaguars today, which was really bad.
Serve more people across the state. I'm Joshua, HEB personal shopper. Since day one, we're making life easier for millions of Texans.
It takes a lot of people to do what we do. That's why we eat.
Each and every person counts. Because here, people matter.
Join HEB and be part of something as big as Texas.
I feel like Broncos fans should be nervous because the Texans still have the lead. The offense has just not got it together. This is a very low-scoring game. I mean, it's not like the Texans have been looking so dominant offensively either. They haven't been great.
Houston Methodist is the official healthcare provider of the Houston Texans. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
Well, Broncos here starting the 4th quarter. 9-6 as we head into the 4th here. It is 3rd and 15 at their own 31-yard line. To start the fourth quarter, Russell's trying to draw them offside. He cannot. Drops back, deep drop back, looks, fires it deep, and he's got a wide open Sutton down the left sideline. He is left wide open. A huge hole within this Texans secondary. Jonathan Owens on the tackle there for the Texans. Derek Stingley being in zone coverage. And Stingley just doesn't go deep enough, and Owens doesn't come close enough, leaving a wide open hole in the zone coverage. Huge first down there on 3rd and 15, and a huge letdown if you're the Texans defense. Sutton, 6 catches for 113 yards. Wilson now over 150 yards passing. 1st and 10 now at the Texans 33. They do the reverse to Sutton this time. Sutton gets a block, and he is Tackled by Steven Nelson, gains about 6 yards on the play. Looks to have some momentum now. Again, Broncos score a touchdown, they have the lead. So I feel like the fans are kind of overreacting. I know they have not been playing well. I understand that, but still.
They were saying tongue in cheek, it's a must win because they thought that they would win easily. So they said it's a must win, but you know now the fourth quarter, Andrew, it is a must.
2nd and 5 now for the Broncos at the 27-yard line. And they hand it off to Williams. Williams breaks a tackle and he breaks another tackle and he fights and he gets a first down. Down to the 22-yard line of the Texans. 1st and 10 for the Broncos. Javonte Williams continuously has been showing up big time today. 11 carries for 73 yards, 6.5 yards per pop. 135 rushing yards for the Broncos.
You just have to continue to run the ball because it's going to open up the deep passing game. We saw that on the previous play on the number 16. 73 yards rushing for Javonte Williams today.
1st and 10 now at the 22. Play action to Williams. Russell Wilson over the middle to the tight end, and it is caught for the Broncos touchdown. The first touchdown of the game, and the Broncos have taken the lead. 12-9, a 22-yard touchdown by Saubert. A beautiful lofted throw by Wilson over the middle. And it is a Broncos touchdown. They have taken the lead. Play action to Williams. Wilson floats it over on top of Kirksey, and Saubert makes the amazing catch. The crowd is fired up as the Broncos finally put it into the end zone for the touchdown. Extra point by McManus is up and good. The Broncos now have a 4-point lead. 13-9 on top of the Texans. With 12.5 to go in the fourth quarter, the Broncos strike and put it into the end zone for the touchdown. Wilson to Saubert, quarterback to tight end for the lead.
So you've taken up running. Apple Watch has taken up a few.
There you go.
First to track your distance. Now it tracks your stride length. It knows a breaststroke from a backstroke. It checks for temperature changes to estimate when you've ovulated. When you're dreaming, it's measuring your REM sleep down to the minute. And it can detect a serious car crash and call for help. So, yeah, a few new things.
Come on along, head for the mountains of bush. Head for the mountains, it's cold and it's snowy. It's waiting for you. Come on, head for the mountains of bush. Head for the mountains of life. Today you'll make around 35,000 bets. Not just on the game, but on every moment in everyday life. You'll bet on how spicy the atomic wings really are. You'll bet on the extent of your bladder control. And bet on your athletic prowess.
Well, how about the Broncos?
Moment in life is a bet, but life doesn't offer you up to $1,000.
Pretty impressive.
If you don't win. So bet on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Make every
Go to the tight end there that time. Just got ahead of Christian Kirksey, did Saubert, and that is good for the lead. Well, the Texans have got to answer back now. They have not scored a touchdown yet. They've been in the red zone a couple of times, but haven't punched it in themselves. So we'll see what happens here.
Beginning Thursday, September 29th on CBS and stream on Paramount Plus.
Every Sunday you watch this. Just so you know, we see you too.
$13-9 Broncos on top of the Texans as the touchdown there. Russell Wilson pumped up. Crowd back to being its loud self. And Broncos now have the lead, 13-9. Kickoff goes back into the back of the end zone. Texans start at the 25-yard line.
All right, let's take a look at some of the early headlines from around the NFL in week 2. What a game in Baltimore.
NFL Week 2 headlines: Dolphins
Outscoring the Ravens
28-3 come back in the fourth quarter, and they win the game. And the Jets, they come up with a amazing upset over the Browns, and the Patriots get their win. Or the Steelers, the Bucks beat the Saints for the first time with Tom Brady. 1st and 10 now for the Texans. Play action by Mills, fires it wide open. He's got Nico Collins over the middle of the field. Nico Collins all the way onto the other side of the field. Huge gain there by the Texans to start this drive. Gain of almost over 20 yards there. A beautiful throw here. Nico Collins with a dig route on the inside. Beautiful throw. And Collins bit of run after catch here. Gain of over 25 yards on the play. Immediately into Denver territory now. Across midfield. Great play to start the drive. 29 yards on the play. Exactly. Texans already in Broncos territory here. At the 46-yard line. Brandon Cooks at the bottom of the screen. Pierce in the backfield. Play action to Pierce again. Mills looking. Fires, and just outside of the reach of Brevin Jordan, the tight end there. On the sideline to bring up 2nd and 10. Second and 10 now at the 46-yard line of Denver. Mills 15 out of 28 for 130 yards today. Passes again, drops back, has time, fires it, caught. Chris Moore, and there is a flag on the field, gains about 5 yards on the play. Might be hinting a defensive penalty here. It's illegal contact on the defense. That brings a 5-yard penalty, automatic first down for the Texans. Another penalty on the Broncos. And how about the Rams getting it done versus the Falcons today? Falcons almost came back and pulled it off, but Rams win it 31-25. Either way, 1st and 10 at the 41 of Denver for the Texans. They run it with Pierce. Pierce cuts to the outside. Can't break a tackle. Gains about 4 yards on the play. Texans got to remember, got to continue to stick with the running game. It's only a 1-possession game. Still 11 minutes to go in the game, so they have plenty of time. Got to continue to run the ball with Pierce. They cannot forget to do that. Pierce has been really good. Still gains 4 yards on that play. 3 yards, actually. Pierce approaching 70 yards rushing today. 2nd and 7 now for the Texans. At the 38-yard line of Denver. Mills rolling right, fires it. Incomplete. Not sure what that play was by the Texans. No reason for him to roll out that side as it brings up 3rd and 7 now. Didn't like that play call. Not sure what that was about there, as that was off. Either way, now big 3rd down if you're the Broncos defense, and big 3rd down if you're the Texans as well. Mills 3 out of 6 on 3rd down. 3rd and 7 now for Houston. Crowd is on their feet here at Mile High. 3rd and 7 at the 38 of Denver. Pass rush is coming in, and Mills gets out of the sack, but he's brought down. Huge brought down of Mills there as the Broncos defense comes in and gets to Davis Mills, bringing him down for a loss, and that will bring up 4th and long and a punt for the Texans. Promising start to the drive ends as number 93 Jones brings him down there for the sack. 4th and 14 for the Texans with 10 minutes to go in the game. Cameron Johnson on to punt for Houston. Denver did not have a punt returner in the backfield, so Denver has to burn a timeout. Their second timeout of the game. They only have one remaining. Another big mistake by the Broncos. I mean, there are a lot of these really, really bad mistakes that you do not see NFL teams make that the Broncos are making. So Denver had to call a timeout there. They only have one remaining. And now it's 4th and 14. Punt on its way for the Texans. And Washington calls for a fair catch at the 14-yard line. That's where the Broncos will start their next drive. Up by 4, trying to put this one away.
Look at what I got. That's a new iPhone 14 Pro. Yeah, this amazing new camera. And you got it on Verizon. I got Verizon's new plan. It's Apple One. That's Apple Music, Apple TV Plus, Apple Arcade, iCloud Plus.
I hear the acting's pretty good on that one.
So it's the deal I got from Verizon. iPhone 14 Pro on that. You should get one. Ooh, selfie time. Wow, you can hustle when you need to.
Get a new iPhone 14 Pro on us and get it with one unlimited for iPhone. Only on the network America relies on. Verizon. Today's pros need today's tools, and the Home Depot is here to help. With job site delivery to keep you on site and on schedule, and equipment rentals to make sure you can take on any job. Plus, when you join Pro Extra, you'll earn perks on every dollar you spend. Earn perks 4 times faster when you join. Register and use your Pro Extra credit card. New tech, new tools, new ways to grow your business, all at the Home Depot. Our pros get more done. Beautiful day in Portugal. But most people probably like Geico could save their money on car insurance, right? You see, the thing is, Geico.
Well, Broncos trying to put this one away after all the booing by the fans. Broncos still have found themselves the lead. And we'll see if they're here. They can take a 2-possession lead, and I think that would really cement it for the Broncos, because I don't think the Texans would be able to come back from that. I mean, it's a 4-point game. The Texans could come back from this, but yeah, I think this drive is really important for both sides.
Tonight, only on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Verizon, the network America relies on. The Home Depot, outdoors get more done. And by Geico, for bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Well, we are back in Denver.
Thank you for joining us in what's been, I don't know, James, a lively game, a competitive game, a lot to talk about.
13-9 Broncos on top, starting at their own 14-yard line, 9:48 to go in the game. And they're holding a 4-point lead. Let's see what they can do here. As Javonte Williams is tackled, but he still fights his way for a gain of 4 yards there.
A year ago, Javonte Williams, Melvin Gordon, each had the same amount of carries, 203 carries. And as you're looking at this game, Hackett told us, the guy with the hot hand, and he learned that from Bobby Turner, who has been a long-time running back coach in the NFL. Looks like he believes that Williams right now has the hot hand.
2nd and 7 now for the Broncos. Javonte Williams now 76 yards rushing. And play action. Now Wilson moving around the pocket, fires, and it is caught. What a catch there by Cortland Sutton at the 27-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Broncos. Good pickup there. Trying to milk this clock also, under 9 minutes to go. Nice job by Wilson, something he does really, really, really well, moving around the pocket. Finds an opening, fires it to Sutton. Stingley unable to close in there enough.
Extended plays. Stay on the move. Nice job by Cortland Sutton right there. 122 yards receiving for Sutton today. His career high is 159. 8.5 to go.
First and 10 now at the 26. And Wilson is brought down. What a play there. Wow, John Grenard for the Texans defense. What a play there. Crashes both the offensive lineman and Russell Wilson to the ground. That's the second sack of the game for Houston. Look at Grenard. Powers his way through two people, both offensive linemen, and throws the running back to the ground and gets Russell Wilson for the sack. A huge play there by Grenard. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 16, under 8 minutes to go in the game. Huge sack there. 2nd and 16 now. Play clock is down to 1. And the Broncos have used their final timeout of the game. Broncos have no more timeouts. They have to use their last one, and you never see this by an NFL team. All their timeouts are gone. It's 7:38 left in the game. That is really strange. Another near delay of game. Not sure what is taking so long. Not good. Well, look at Kyler Murray running around for his dear life on the 2-point attempt. All the way down and finds his way in. That is incredible. It is 23-15 Las Vegas on top of Arizona. Arizona's back in that game, by the way. 2nd and 16 now for the Broncos at their own 21. And that's going to be offside on the Texans. So it's going to be 2nd and 11 now. Second and 11 now at the 26-yard line. Play action. Wilson fires it into the corner. He's got Hinton. Nice catch there. Hinton all the way down to the 45-yard line. Huge gain there. The Broncos opening up a little bit offensively. Russell Wilson heating up too. Is able to find an opening here. Steven Nelson unable to guard it properly. And Jalen Petrie with the tackle for Houston. First and 10 now at the 45-yard line, under 7 minutes to go. Handed off to Melvin Gordon. Gordon picks up about 4 yards on that play. 2nd and 6. Broncos really milking this clock all the way down. However, they don't have any timeouts remaining. Texans have all 3 of their timeouts. But 6.5 to go in the game. 2nd and 7. Now at the 49-yard line. And they get it off. And Gordon is almost tackled by the backfield, but he fights and he picks up a first down. A couple of missed tackles on the defensive side for the Texans, and he gains about 9 yards on that play. 1st and 10, Denver. First and 10 now. Clock is going down to 1. They get it off at the last second. Wilson looking to pass, and he airmails it. Intended target was Cleveland, and that is way off. And that helps the Texans too because it stops the clock. Clock keeps going down, 5:21 to go, but the clock stopped because of that incomplete pass by Wilson. 1st and 10 still at the Texans 42. Texans have to get a stop here. Wide open is Cleveland. He picks up the 1st down and more. Keeps going all the way down to the 25-yard line of the Texans. Game plan here for Houston is that they've got to limit them to a field goal here. Cannot allow them to score a touchdown because a touchdown would pretty much wrap this up. A field goal keeps it a one-possession game. Under 5 minutes to go. First and 10, play action, rollout for Wilson. Wilson nearly is sacked and he throws it away. Out of bounds, and that stops the clock. Again, nice job by the Texans defense here. They just got to stop them on 2nd and 3rd down. That's been the problem. 4.5 to go left in the game. 2nd and 10 now for Denver. They're in field goal range for Brandon McManus, and the Texans defense knows that. So they've got to stop him here. Like I said, Russell Wilson is definitely heated up. 8 out of 10 and a passing touchdown recently. So he's been looking much better. Broncos go 5 wide here. Pretty interesting here. I would have expected them to run the ball, but 2nd and 10 now, going 5 wide at the 26-yard line of the Texans. Russell Wilson looking, he's going deep, and it is caught! And it is incomplete! He was out of bounds when he made the catch. Amazing catch there. Nearly a touchdown. Just out of bounds there. Washington tried to make the catch, guarded by Steven Nelson there. Juggles it, but catches it out of bounds. Nice athletic play, though. That's what I'll say. He got 1 foot in, and that was it. Not enough. Going to bring up 3rd and 10, and the clock has continued to stop. So that really helps the Texans out here. 4:26 to go. 3rd and 10. Really huge. This is a huge play in the game right now for the Texans defense. And Wilson stumbles. He's on the ground and he's brought down. It is a sack for Roy Lopez in this Texans defense. Huge play there for this defense. Brings up 4th and extremely long. And the clock is continuing to go down. However, the Texans have all 3 timeouts and they might have a chance to tie it here. As Russell Wilson stumbles over he got caught in one of the offensive lineman's foot. And the Texans defense takes care of the rest. And McManus on now for a more difficult field goal attempt. He's 2 for 2 today. A 50-yard attempt for McManus here. 3.5 minutes to go. McManus's kick is up and it is good. He drilled it. McManus makes this a 7-point game. It is now 16-9. Denver on top with 3:36 left to go in the game. However, there is a flag. Another flag in the game. Offside against the Texans. The penalty is declined. So the field goal is good. It is 16-9. Denver on top of Houston with 3:36 left to go in the game. Denver cashes in at least for a field goal. They make it a set touchdown game. And we'll see with 3.5 to go, all 3 timeouts. Let's see what Davis Mills and this Texans offense can do to try and tie up this game.
So Davis Mills knows what he has to do. A field goal doesn't help him. He's got to get down the field. He's got the 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning.
And I think it's a signature moment for Davis Mills.
This is a big moment for Mills. On the road, tough environment in Mile High, down by 7. 3:36 to go. Can he get this done and go 75 yards down the field to tie the game? I think you're going to get a chance to see whether Mills is the answer or not. Because he's gotten these opportunities before, and that is into the back of the end zone, 75 yards to tie the game for Davis Mills.
Denver's first win of the year. His edge protectors have to do a great job. Larry Tunsil at left tackle, Titus Howard at right tackle, because those are the only answers a lot.
Mills fires and he's got Nico Collins. What a catch there! All the way up to the 45-yard line. Beautiful play there to start this drive. Good job by Mills there. First and 10 now at the 45-yard line. Mills looks, fires over the middle, and he's got it! What a catch by Brandon Cooks! All the way down to the 32-yard line of Denver. Another huge play by Davis Mills. Now at the 32-yard line of Denver at 2:40 to go in the game. 2 plays already, and they're already way down into Broncos territory. Look out! Mills fumbles it! He lost the ball! It's another fumble by Mills, but this time it is recovered by the Texans, luckily for them. Mills has a knack of fumbling the ball. That needs to be a problem. That is a big problem. Yeah, it's a blind side. Mills couldn't see it, so not necessarily his fault. He has had a couple of those. That is Titus Howard's problem, as Randy Gregory comes off the side, strips him. And the Broncos missed it there by a nice recovery. They're 2nd and 19 now. And we have hit the 2-minute warning here in Denver. 2 minutes to go in the game. Texans down by 7. 16-9 with the ball.
Google Pixel 6a, a smarter phone for a smarter price, powered by the Google Tensor chip. So your camera can see in the dark with night sight. Fix your photos with Magic Eraser. Photograph all skin tones accurately with real tone.
Oh, this is the moment of the game. So
Battery saver. It's all you want in the phone. Google Pixel 6a. Save up to $150 on an unlocked Pixel 6a with all the applications.
let's see whether Davis Mills can get this thing done or not. It's a huge 2nd and 16 coming up for the Texans. Big problem there. Hope you guys are enjoying this stream so far. It's coming right down to the wire here in Denver. Be sure to hit that like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Go check out my interview with Texans wide receiver Brandon Cooks from last year.
With DirecTV, I can get live TV and online together. Football, housewife, football, housewife.
Get your TV together. Call 1-800-DirecTV to save up to $120. You know you want those Wingstop classic meals. Crispy, juicy, sauce, toss, zesty, straight up. I can't just keep looking at them like this. I need them.
Well, we're back in Denver. 2-minute warning has just passed. Full house at Mile High Stadium for Russell Wilson's first home game as a Denver Bronco. 16-9, 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Texans have all three timeouts at the 41-yard line, 2nd and 19. 2 minutes to go. Mills deep drop back, checks it down underneath to Pharaoh Brown, and Brown only gains about 5 yards on the play. That's going to bring up 3rd and 14. Clock continues to roll down to 1:40. Obviously, 4 down territory. I think the Texans are taking it a little too easy here. 3rd and 15 now at the 38-yard line. Pressure coming in for the Broncos. Mills checks it down underneath. Jump pass too low for Brandon Cooks. And it's going to come down to this play here. 4th and 15 for the Texans. Down by 7. 1:27 to go. Mills tries that jump pass, but he is in Mahomes, so didn't get that done. 4th and 15 now. 1:27 to go. Crowd is on their feet screaming. 4th and 15 at the 37-yard line. Texans going 5 wide here. Down by 7. Play clock is down to 3. Mills gets a snap off. He has time in the pocket. Fires it. And it is over. The head of Nico Collins as he takes a tumble into the field goal unit on the Denver side of the field. And that is incomplete. Not a good throw there by Davis Mills. Was unable to get it done. Fires it over Nico Collins' head. Bad throw there by Mills. He's open. Just got to put it on him. And he didn't. And good to see that Nico Collins is okay because he literally ran into the field goal net, which is hilarious. But this throw is not good by Mills. You got to fire it in there. Just didn't get it done. Well, it's a learning experience for him. Hopefully he can get this done. Man, I really hope Nico Collins is okay. Houston does have all 3 timeouts, so the game is not over. They give it to Javonte Williams, and he is stopped. Tackled there by Rasheem Green. Texans call timeout there. They use their first. Texans can use all 3 of their timeouts, and they will have a chance to get the ball back. But
One first down. That's what you're trying to manufacture. If you're Nathaniel Hackett, get that one first down. When we spent timeout usage, you can only use them this first series of plays.
well, 2nd and 10 now. 1:16 to go.
11% of the time. And the last time the team started 0-2 and made the playoffs was 2018. 2 teams did it. The Houston Texans and Russell Wilson, Seattle Seahawks.
2nd and 10 now, the 38. Texans still have 2 timeouts remaining. They can stop the clock both times. And that looks to be a false start on the offense of Denver. Backs them up 5 yards. And it's 2nd and 15 now. That's really important for the Texans.
This week, it's the first time in 4 years the Broncos have had back-to-back games with at least
13 penalties for almost 100 yards has the Broncos gotten. Really, really undisciplined. Now it's 2nd and 14 at the 33. They're going to hand it off to Williams. Houston sells out for the run, and they stop Williams for a gain of only 2 yards, and they call timeout. Texans use their second timeout. They have 1 remaining. Well, 3rd and 12. 1:09 left. Texans have 1 timeout. If they stop them on 3rd down, Texans can call timeout, and they will get the ball back. Russell Wilson talking with Coach Nathaniel Hackett here.
you're talking about, Eric Coryell down here. Let your defense get out there and do their work. Denver Broncos, you look at the start of this season, 2-0 would have been really easy. If you convert in the red zone, inside the 5-yard line, all those things.
Well, 3rd and 12 now. They're going to run it with Williams, and he is stopped. A loss of 5 yards on the play. And Texans use their final timeout. Texans going to have some time here. 1:04 to go. And the Texans are going to get the ball back. They have no timeouts.
That was 18 seconds for 3 plays. So, Lovie Smith, very calm. We thought he might have used the timeout to assist his offense. He did because he
4th and 15, and they're going to punt it. Texans are going to get this ball back. Watman, the punter for the Broncos. He's going to punt it back. Texans are going to have about, let's say, maybe just under a minute to try and punch this in for a touchdown. Desmond King on the return. Maybe he can do something. Now trying to strap back in here. Punting from the 32-yard line of Denver. And he punts it, and that is a decent punt to the 20. And Desmond King brings it to about the 30-yard line. Texans going to have 53 seconds left in the game. 1st and 10 for Davis Mills, down by 7, 53 seconds left. And how about those Cowboys? They win at the buzzer. A 50-yard field goal at the buzzer for the Cowboys, and they beat the Bengals 20-17. How about those Cowboys, by the way? Pretty impressive win for them. Either way, 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. 75 yards, 53 seconds to go for Mills. He has time, and he checks it underneath to Jordan, and Jordan is tackled in bounds. A very, very bad play for the Texans right there. That accomplishes nothing. You cannot do that if you're Davis Mills. Clock keeps going down. That wasn't an important play. Clock all the way down to 30. Mills, the clock is going down. He's got to get this snap off. And Mills throws it, and it is caught by Cooks, and he gets both feet in. No, they're saying he was out of bounds. 3rd and 11 now for the Texans. Cooks makes a beautiful catch here. What a catch by Cooks. Can't get his both feet in bounds, but that's a great catch by Cooks. Either way, 3rd and 11 here for the Texans. Not looking good for them unless they get some really big play here. And Denver might have their first win of the season here. Crowds on their feet at Mile High. 3rd and 11 at the 24-yard line of Houston. And Mills with a terrible pass. I don't know what he's doing. 3rd and 11, incomplete. And that's going to bring up 4th and 11. Mills has time. He's just not finding anybody. He's not making good throws. In the fourth quarter, the Texans have had only a few big plays throwing, and that's really it. 4th and 11. Game on the line. Mills fires. It's incomplete. It's short. The throw is bad by Mills, and that will end the game. Texans lose. And the Broncos are a knee away from getting their first home victory in Russell Wilson's debut at Mile High Stadium. 13 seconds to go. Denver is going to close this out. 16-9 is your final score. But great job by the Broncos, just hanging in there. I'm telling you, that crowd was getting nervous. Hey, man, yeah, have a good night. Really appreciate you joining for the stream. But, yeah, I'm sure you'll get the Broncos job. Because, Nathaniel Hackett has no clue what he's doing. I'm sorry, he doesn't. So I'm sure you'll get that job. Either way. Really appreciate you guys joining this stream. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Go check out my interviews with NFL players, Cooks, JJ Watt, etc. Really appreciate all you guys joining. Thank you so much. and have a good rest of your night. Texans just cannot get it done in the fourth quarter whatsoever. But Broncos kept fighting and they pull it out at the end. Thank you guys for watching.